So, what if I told you that one small shift helped my client save $4,800 in taxes without working more, hiring anyone, or changing her business model? In today's video, I'm breaking down the exact strategy we used, why it worked, and how to know if it might apply to you. So, stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Chika. I'm a CPA and business educator for women entrepreneurs. I work with a lot of brilliant first generation women who've built successful businesses or who's thinking of starting their own business. But these women still feel unsure when it comes to money, when it comes to taxes. And my client, she was one of them. And what we discovered completely shifted her financial picture. All right, so let me talk to you about the before, what was going on. So when she first came to me, she had a six-figure business. She was a coach and she was doing well in terms of her revenue. However, she was still a sole proprietor, which is not a problem in itself, but there might be some opportunities to save taxes, to think beyond being a sole proprietor, especially once you get to a certain income level. So I noticed she was still a sole proprietor, and at her income level, she was paying high self-employment taxes. So self-employment taxes is in addition to your income tax. And so self-employment tax is over 15%. So she's paying 15% self-employment tax on top of her income tax, in which she was in a higher income tax bracket. So that added up to like over 40% in taxes that she was paying. And she wasn't separating her expenses clearly from personal and business. Everything was just kind of lumped together. And she wasn't taking advantage of any advanced tax strategies, right? And not even just advanced tax strategies, just tax strategies in general. She didn't even know, okay, what is a tax strategy? And what really stood out to me is that she didn't think that she was ready for tax strategies. She thought that, oh, I'm just a coach. I'm just doing the business that I love to do. I love serving my people, my clients. And she thought that it was just the cost to be in business. She thought that paying as much money in taxes that she was paying was just normal. And maybe it was normal because she was used to it. But just because you're used to something doesn't mean it's normal, doesn't mean that we just settle for what it is. Mm-mm. So let me talk to you now about what changed. What did we do? So, after noticing all those things, I then reviewed her income, I reviewed her financials, her expenses, and we implemented a few different things. But specifically, there was one single and powerful change that we did. What that is, we switched her to an S corporation. So from being a sole proprietor to now being taxed as an S corporation really moved things for her in her business, including locking in some savings that she can see year after year. So as an S corporation, it allowed her to split her income between getting paid a salary in her business and being able to draw money out of the business as a distribution. So, two ways in which she got paid, and each way distinctly has an effect on her tax situation. She saved thousands in self-employment tax. So I mentioned earlier how self-employment tax is over 15% in itself. And you pay the self-employment tax on top of your income tax. So as an S corporation, you're not paying 15% in self-employment tax. And what we ended up doing was, again, it can get a little complex, and I won't go into the details, but just know that with the one move, she was able to reduce her income tax by over $5,000 or $4,800, which we'll just round up and say 5,000. And as an S corp, we were able to put her on salary. And this is something that business owners really want. And why is that? Is because as a business owner, as you know, like money isn't necessarily routine, right? The money that comes in is not necessarily a pattern. And so it feels so freeing to know that, cool, just like a person who has a W-2 job, that you get paid every 2 weeks or every month, whatever routine that you want. That's what being an S Corp as an owner allows you to do. You're on salary and you can get paid routinely. And so we paid her a reasonable salary that her and her family could rely on each month. It came in the same amount each month. And for her, it just really allowed her to have peace of mind knowing that regardless of if the business performed greater than what she wanted it to do, she was still going to get that monthly salary that allowed her to live her lifestyle, maintain her lifestyle with her family, pay her bills and things like that. So that was huge. And then we also began building real tax strategy into her years, meaning, so the S Corp was the start. And with the S Corp, it does open up more tax strategies, some of them more advanced. And the thing about an S Corp, you really want to be ready. So I don't want you to be a first year business owner or thinking about business, starting your business and saying, oh, Chika told me I need to be an S Corp right now to save the most. No, I'm not saying that. In fact, before you even make a move, I need you to talk to your accountant about this and to see if it makes sense tax wise, financially, for your business to incorporate or to at least elect S corporation status. Okay. And with my client, so by the end of that year, we saved her over 4,800 in taxes. In taxes. So that tax bill that year was about $5,000 less. And again, that was just from that one decision. I mentioned that there's more things, it trickles into more opportunity. And that $5,000 in savings will continue year after year. And honestly, the more that she makes, the more that she'll save. And the bigger win in all of this is she told me that her confidence had shifted, had boosted. She felt more in control, like she knew what she was doing. She felt empowered to really lead and show up in her business like a true CEO, like the boss, not somebody who's just working in the business, but someone who's working on the business. And I bring up that Jay-Z quote, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a business. So she truly embodied the energy of being a business, right? Like, that in itself is the real win, is the bigger win. Yes, the money is great, but it's also just the confidence builder because imagine how she then shows up for her clients, how she shows up for her team. Like it really just trickled down to being the true CEO of your business. And she stopped guessing. She stopped hiding. She stopped thinking that tax strategy was only for these bigger businesses, right? These $1 million businesses. Like, no, like it starts with you. And how do they become these $1 million businesses? It's because they start from the start, right? When they're just making 5 figures, 6 figures, right? Like it starts from the beginning. And so, what I want you to take away is not everyone needs an S Corp from the start. Remember that because there are levels to it and critical times to actually take certain actions in terms of incorporating. Okay. Because if you do it too fast, too early, too soon, too prematurely, you might just be exposing yourself to something that's going to just cost you in the long run. Right. So there is a sweet spot to incorporate. But the real takeaway that I want you to have once this video goes off is I want you to know that there's tax strategies ready for you, waiting for you. And you don't have to keep overpaying just because no one ever explained your options. You can do something about it today. And this is why I do what I do. I come here, I teach, I educate, I inspire, I motivate, especially to my first generation business owners that are women, just like me. I'm a first generation business owner, and we often are the ones that get left behind. And so I don't want you to leave money on the table and continue to follow along with me because I've got you. I've got you. Okay, we're leveling up together. Now, if this video made you curious about what you might be missing, I created a beautiful experience just for you. It's called Make It Count. And in just 60 minutes, I'll walk you through what to track, what to write off, and how to stop stressing about taxes. So, whether you're a new business owner, whether you're thinking about starting a business, or whether you're even 10 years plus a business owner, I designed this experience for you because when it comes to business write-offs, we can all tighten up our game plan to lock in extra savings. Okay, there's always chances to save more, to do more, to streamline, to put in systems. And just remember that no matter where you are in your business journey. And with this experience, you'll also get the peace of mind business expense tracker. This one is huge. This is huge. So you'll get that as a bonus. You'll also get my tax season confidence checklist. This is another bonus because I don't want you scrambling trying to get everything together on April 5th and April 15th is around the corner when you got to file your tax return. Okay. So this tax season confidence checklist is going to be a game changer. So you'll never be late again. You'll know exactly what you need to gather to ensure that you can file on time. And then the third bonus is my 20 write-offs cheat sheet. So you'll get 20 write-offs cheat sheet just to ensure that you are not forgetting to write off the things that can save you thousands in taxes. Okay. So the link to this is in the description. You'll get instant access to the experience. You'll get instant access to the bonuses. So go ahead, check that out. And I want you to like the video, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. And if there's something that's been tripping you up about taxes, about your business, go ahead and tell me in the comments because you might inspire me to make a video about it. So cheers to living in your passion. Until next time, peace.